So for children, they don't always know how to behave. But in Korea, it's very clear. Young people, they have to do like this.
Right.
And also in Taekwondo, because we use this in our dojo.
Right.
In Europe, we lost it completely.
Oh, yeah. No.
And for children, they don't know what to do.
Hi everybody, my name is Joel and I am back here at Korea with another fascinating interview. This is something that I am really curious about and I'm sure all of our watchers too. So please, will you introduce yourself?
My name is Erik Baart. I am from Belgium. I am Taekwondo Sabonim and I am the president of the Belgium Taekwondo Federation.
It's very nice to meet you.
Okay,
yes,
nice to meet you.
And from what I heard, it's been a long time since you've been in Korea. I have prepared for you two gifts. One for you. You can also choose to give one as a gift later on. But these are hangout shirt. Well, they're shirts.
Very nice.
Yes. So would you like to open? Which color? What did you? Are you better in black or in
I
white?
prefer the white.
Prefer white? All right.
Yeah.
Please open it and look at what's on the shirt.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Oh, wow.
Do you know what this picture
Yeah,
is?
Sunbi?
Yeah, Sunbi. He knows. He knows.
I know.
Yeah. So
Okay, I will change.
Okay, great. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, okay. I think this fit me perfectly.
Yes, it does. Oh, they got the perfect size for you. No, it looks
I look good.
Yeah, look at him. Basically, during the Joseon dynasty, they were scholars, people that created books and cultivated a lot of knowledge of the time.
Yes.
And this hat is like the traditional hat for Korea. It's called a kat. You know, your knowledge of Korea through Taekwondo is shown through your shirt. Front, you have the logo that says "Hang Out Seoul," and what that represents is come to Korea, enjoy the culture and all the things that Korea has to offer. And I know you're very familiar with Korea already, but doesn't mean you can't have a good time in Korea. So that's what this represents. So I hope you enjoy the shirt.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, so should we order? We're at a restaurant.
Okay.
I think behind you there's a menu, but do you enjoy the most?
Okay, the most I should 된장찌개.
The doenjang jjigae.
Yes.
I have a question for you though. Have you ever tried 청국장 before? Do you know what that is?
Explain me what it is, then I'll let you know if I eaten before.
All right, so doenjang is like fermented soybean. 청국장 is a more fermented, different version of it. The taste and the smell is a little bit more
Strong.
pungent and stronger.
Yeah.
Have you ever had it before?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
have eaten it before, and I like it.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, I'm so lucky because my favorite Korean food of all Korean food is 청국장. So I'm glad that we came to this place. So you just want doenjang? Is there anything else? You want anything for a side too? Would you like kimchi 전?
Yeah, that's good
meat?
also.
Okay. So you want kimchi 전도 하나 주세요.
I will use this as a gift for my best friend
Oh, okay.
because it's a large one. I cannot give it to the kids in my dojo. So thank you very much.
Oh, no,
I will
you're
put it
welcome.
away that I don't forget it.
Spreading Korean love. Yeah. So when was the first time you came to Korea?
If I remember well, I think it was 1991.
Wow.
Yeah.
You ended up coming here because of Taekwondo, right?
Actually, in those days, I came for the Hapkido.
Oh, Hapkido. Okay.
Yes, we started in 1989 with Hapkido in Europe, but nobody really knows it.
Right.
And then few people went to Korea for every year to learn the Hapkido here in Korea.
So like when you first came here though, for a foreigner who's never been exposed to Korean food, it might be a little bit jarring. It's very different. It's very flavorful. It's got a very unique, there's a lot of spice. Did you find anything particularly hard to eat when you first came here? What was difficult for you
In
to
the
get used
beginning,
to?
the food was actually hard for me. When I was born a vegetarian,
Oh,
I
you
didn't
were?
eat meat, I didn't eat fish, nothing. And then I came here, but nobody speaks English. Even the person I go to, he speaks more English, but most of the time we talk and he didn't understand.
Right.
So I couldn't explain. And in those days also, Koreans didn't understand vegetarian. I'm vegetarian, and then they ask, pork is okay? So that was actually the line. I'm still vegetarian. Only when I'm in Korea, I eat meat and fish.
Oh, really?
Really.
It's worth it though, because Korean food is very, very good.
Yeah.
What did you find when you first came here that, in terms of food, that you really liked? Like you instantly gravitated towards this dish. Do you have anything like that?
In the beginning, I don't think so. I think in those days especially, we had to get used of the flavor of the Korean food. It was so different from what we eat in Europe. I think it took a while before I start to really like it. But now, I find it amazing good. At least 3 times a week, I cook Korean food in my house.
You cook it?
Yeah, I make 된장찌개 myself.
Oh, really?
And sundubu jjigae and noodle soup, kimchi.
I don't even make
things Yeah, I do it because in Belgium, actually I think all Europe, Korean food quite expensive.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, for
So
sure.
because the side dish, kimchi, other things, you have to pay extra.
Really?
Yes, so
Here
it
it's
goes.
free here.
Yeah, I know. So the price is quite high.
Wow.
So that's why I cook it in my home.
Really? How do you think Belgian food differs from Korean food in terms of like, flavor, profile? Like,
I think it is totally different because Belgian food is not spicy. The main thing that you have here is rice. In Belgium it's potato.
okay, yeah. A lot
And
of
then
European
Belgium
countries.
is actually famous for the French fries.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know why they call it French fries. It should be
Belgian
Belgian fries
fries.
because it's our thing. And also the vegetables, we don't do that like you do with kimchi and things like
Right,
that.
right.
We don't do that.
If you're in Korea for a long time, you'll get used to what people would call spicy. Like people
Yes.
overseas think that kimchi is very spicy, but to Korean people, it's not spicy at all. Like when I eat it,
No.
it's not spicy.
I eat very spicy in the beginning,
Oh,
so
really?
now
Okay.
I'm used to it.
I think you might be part Korean, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh. So do you know what all of this stuff is?
Not exactly. I think I eat the most of them before, but
Okay.
the real names I don't know.
Okay, so this is 청경채, which is like it's like a marinated. This is like a dried fish that's been marinated. 파김치, which is kimchi, but it's made with long green onions.
Okay.
This is 깻잎. You know what this is? Have you seen
Yes,
this?
I like that very much.
And then right here we have dried fish, 멸치.
Okay.
It's anchovies, bean sprouts, and then right here we have radish kimchi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we have our 전,
Yeah.
and then we have 청국장, which you said you've tried, and your favorite 된장찌개.
Okay.
What can you tell that? Because these are kind of similar, but
Yeah,
what
yeah,
can
yeah.
you see is the difference here?
Your looks a little lighter, but I
Right.
have the smell in my
Oh, yeah.
nose, so it's quite strong.
You can tell, right? Oh, please,
Yeah.
please enjoy. We can do
okay.
our interview while we talk. Why do you think it is that Korean food is so popular in Belgium?
Because it's unique, because we are actually have a very important port.
Right.
We have food from all over the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So people are used to eat different flavors,
Mm-hmm.
but Korean jump out because it's not like Thai food or Chinese food.
Right.
It's very different. So I think people like it for that. And then just like Korean people, they like the barbecue on the
Right.
table.
Korean barbecue, yeah.
Yeah, because we have something similar like that.
Oh, really?
In Belgium. Yeah.
Okay.
We call it gourmet.
Gourmet.
Yeah, and it's also a fire, and
Uh-huh.
then we have all kind of different meat
Okay.
and mushroom and things that we put on it.
And in Belgium, do you cook it by yourself? Like, in Korea, when you go to eat meat, you cook it yourself.
Yes.
Places like America, they don't do that. They cook it and bring it out. But in Belgium, do they cook it or do you cook it yourself also?
Yeah, the gourmet we do, but it's more a family thing.
Ah,
We
okay.
don't do it at a restaurant.
Ah, okay. So you do it at home then?
At home,
Okay.
yes.
Well,
Yeah.
we should eat before it
Yeah,
gets
okay.
before it gets cool. Yeah. Would you like some? I can give you some.
Yeah, okay.
See, you can see the beans are much more intact than.
Yeah, maybe I can give you some
Oh yeah, sure.
doenjang.
Thank you. This is Korean style. Everyone shares while we eat.
Yeah, we have our own disc and don't touch it.
Oh really? Yeah, that's kind of a very. In most Western countries they do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
they
here,
do that way.
you teach Taekwondo, right? In Belgium, how popular is Taekwondo in Belgium compared to other martial arts?
Yes, like in my city, I think there are 40 different kind of martial arts.
Uh-huh.
So we have a lot of concurrents. But I think Taekwondo is get very popular the last 20 years because it's very open for children. Other martial arts like the Japanese, they are very strict. You have to do this way. But Koreans, if your body is a little bit different, you can do different way.
Right.
That is the reason why more people go do it. Because in Japanese karate, they get frustrated because they can't do it the way Asian people do.
Right.
And then actually it's finished. But in Taekwondo, you can be more open-minded and you can say, okay, you do this way. And also I think Taekwondo very important for conditioning the body. A lot of flexibility. European people like that because
Right.
we are not flexible by nature.
What age do you find to be a good age to start teaching?
In my school, we start from 4 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I think especially for European people, because our nature, we don't have that flexibility Korean people has because of the chair.
Right.
We sit on chairs, you sit on the ground. That makes a big difference. So your hips are very flexible. That's typical for Korean people. So I think we have to start early.
That's true. I never thought about that because, and in Korea specifically, we sit on the floor a lot. We sleep on the floor.
Yep.
I guess that doesn't make sense why you would have such a big impact on how your body forms as you're growing up.
Yes.
So you find that as Korean people sitting on the floor, sleeping on the floor, like it does help with Taekwondo form and all of that flexibility and stuff.
I think it's more healthy in general.
Oh, right. Instead of, okay, yeah.
Like in my living room at home, I have no chairs anymore.
Really?
I put them away. I have in front of the television the lazy chair.
Right.
But he's very big, so you can sit like that also in the chair.
Wow.
My mother is very old. She's 94 years old.
Oh, wow.
So in the kitchen, I have a table and chairs. But in the living room with my friends, we sit on the ground.
Wow.
I found it out in Korea, and when I was here a month and I go back, I felt that I was more flexible. And my core was better.
Really?
Because when you have a chair, you easily start to sit like this.
You go like,
and the muscles get weak. But if you sit on the floor, you have to keep yourself up. So I felt after a month, oh, this go better.
Oh, here, let me help you out.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's always difficult.
I think I stole it for you.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
always difficult for this one.
I'm actually very curious about your history with Taekwondo.
Okay.
What year did you start learning Taekwondo? You look very young, so I'm assuming it wasn't that long ago.
I started Taekwondo actually too late. I started when I was 15 years old.
Is that late?
You should start at least around 10 years old, I think.
Oh, okay.
If you're really ambitious and you want in the Taekwondo sport, because Taekwondo has two parts, if you want to do something in Taekwondo sport, to start early.
Right.
I think especially now with how the Olympic Taekwondo goes, if you start later than 8 years old, you have no chance.
Really?
Yeah, because Olympic Taekwondo is really for young people. Yes.
You started when you were 15, and South Korea, Taekwondo and stuff like that was not as well known as it is today.
No, totally not.
Right. So how, and you were all the way in Belgium, how did you find out about Taekwondo and how did you end up becoming involved in it that drew you to Taekwondo?
It was my mother actually.
Really?
Because she hates martial arts.
Really?
She doesn't want me to do it. We had 12 children and the idea was like the movie Sound of Music. When I was young I did ballet and music.
Oh really? Okay.
Because she wanted that. But then she saw when I get older, I really want to do martial art. And then I was actually lucky because she always said no. And then she met a Korean master.
Oh, how did she meet him?
Just on the
like
street.
On the street?
Just
Okay.
like that. And he was very nice. And she talked with him. She said, okay, you can start martial arts, but only with that man, not with us. And then I started there.
Did you ever have any thoughts about that you would still be doing it this, like, you know, throughout your entire life as like a professional, as a trainer, as a, you know, a person that can, it's Olympic level? Like, did you ever think that that was going to be
Yeah, that was
happening?
my ambition. Actually.
Really? So you knew from the beginning when you started that I'm going to do this for a long time. This is going to be my thing.
Yeah.
Really? Well, what about your friends?
Took for sure a big part of my life because I trained 6 days a week,
Wow.
3-4 hours a day from when I was, I think, 17 years old until I was about 42, I think. Yeah. And still now, I think I train about 15, 16 hours a week. If teaching together with the teaching in my school. So it takes a big part of your life. That means while others go do other things, I had to go training.
Do you find him to be a big inspiration for you?
Yes, actually we still have contact.
Really?
He's now 84 years old. He doesn't do Taekwondo anymore, but we still have contact. Every year, Open Belgium, G competition. I invite him, enjoy the weekend together.
Taekwondo, as you mentioned, has become such a big martial arts sport in the world. Do you find yourself watching Taekwondo matches and tournaments and stuff like that? Do you find yourself going to watch them too?
The biggest events I am there as a president or as a referee. So I was in 2011 the World Championship Pumse. I was referee. Now this year and the last I think 12 years World Hanmadang. I'm always a referee. So I like to be active. A lot of my colleagues, presidents, they don't train much anymore, and refereeing they don't do. But I think to be a good president, you have to be in the Taekwondo. I think Taekwondo is not like soccer or basketball. Even old age, you still have to train.
Something that you have to maintain.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Taekwondo is only going to get more influential, bigger, and more prestigious as time goes on? Because when you started, it was, to be fair, it was a niche. It was a very niche martial arts, but now it has grown so much. Where do you think the trajectory Taekwondo is going now?
When I started Taekwondo was different.
Oh, was it?
The Krugi was really hard.
Really?
Jaws were broken. People go really knockout. Now Taekwondo is very soft. When I started at 15 years old, I was one of the youngest.
Really?
Now 70% of the Flemish and Belgian Taekwondo Federation is actually children under 12 years old. So I think Taekwondo developed a lot the last few years, and they did a very good job for the young people. Because if you look at the Hanmadang, what these young people can do, it's amazing.
Right.
Before they did it in movies, but actually nobody did it for real. It was stunts, but it was also changed. But now these boys, they go 6 meters in the air, they break 8 boards and coming down, so it's really amazing. What is missing a little in the last few years is the self-defense went down, and also the real martial arts for people of my age actually went down.
Showmanship is a little bit more up.
Yeah.
Is that what
So we should work for that again.
Right, right.
And especially because Taekwondo is divided in 2 parts, double T, the sport, and Kukugan, the martial arts.
Right.
So I think there is a big challenge for to go back to the real martial arts for the older people.
So I'm not very familiar with not the mannerisms, but the ideology, the mentality of someone that learns Taekwondo and to not be aggressive. It's supposed to be self-defense.
Yes.
Right.
Important is when you fight that your body is relaxed.
I could
Because
never
when
do
it comes and you are relaxed, you can move away. But if you are hard, you take it totally in. If the opponent knows about how to use power, you die for sure. So relaxed body is really most important,
Right.
and also healthy for you. If every time something happens and I get angry, it's unhealthy for my body because adrenaline, everything, and actually not good for you.
Your mind too.
Your mind also.
I really like that. I might have to go to Belgium and learn.
Yeah.
I'm 33, but I hope it's not too late.
It's never too late, because what I do now with my dojang is, but parents sitting there just looking to the children. Then they see my Hosensul not kicking high, but kicking low.
Right.
They say, oh, we can do that also. So the parents start in the Hosensul, the kids in the Taekwondo, but now they train all together. So I have really a family dojang. Mama, papa, children all together, and that takes away the dropout also, because children, their mind change quickly. Oh, today they do Taekwondo, tomorrow they want to do soccer. But now parents involved, they say no, let's stay in
Not
Taekwondo.
easy to quit.
Yes. But I did a lot of different kind of martial arts. And then I was one of the first in Europe to start with the Muay Thai. So I did for sure 7 years Muay Thai also. That's very aggressive, but still their body is flexible because they have to absorb the power of the other. And then when I get older, now I do a lot of Tai Chi because I try to learn the internal system of the Chinese. Because the Japanese have it also, but they have only one force and the Chinese have 13. And I think if I can bring that in my Taekwondo will be again real martial arts, because then it's the old way again. I look to be back to the authentic way, not what we do after World War II, but like it was in the 1800s when people really had to fight for life and death. It is already inside of Taekwondo, but many masters, because they now concentrate on the sport, because there is the money, Olympic Taekwondo, Punse, now also with the Hanmadang, the all-round breaking, things like that, they forgot thought about that part.
Right.
But that part actually is also the part for your heel. If you train that way, your body get better.
So you said you came to Korea in 1991, and Korea back then was a very, very different Korea than it is now.
My situation was a little bit special and funny.
Okay.
Because when I travel, I don't have the habit to prepare a lot.
Oh, okay.
I just go on the plane, take little luggage, and we will see. So in 1991, I think Korea, Asian country, so I think it will be warm here. But I come in November.
Oh, no.
So I have only t-shirt because everybody said, Eric, don't take too much clothes. So I only have t-shirt and jeans and jeans vest. And I come
You
out
might
of
have died.
Yeah, it was minus 15. But Subway, everything in Korean. So
Right.
the first week I start to learn the alphabet. And now we have this nice app. If you never have been in those days in Korea, you will never see Korea the same way we do.
Right.
We saw the development. So we saw the evolution. It is a big difference that young people can't have. Actually, you can't have it anymore.
Oh, yeah, no, me neither. Changes.
Around the Hamilton, there you have the places to go out now. But in the past, we call it the hill. If you cross the street, there is a street up that we call the hill. And in those days, everything was there. But it was not a bar or things like that. Most were just shops. And we sit inside and you could buy beer and drink in the shop. It was that way. It was a lot different.
Yeah. I'm sure you've been to other places in Korea, not just Seoul. What other places have you visited that you really remember made an impact on you?
I liked, of course, Jeju Island. I
yeah.
think everybody likes it. Before 2018. The
really?
World Hanmadang that year was in Jeju Island.
Oh, okay.
And I had, I think, about 6 students with me. And then we took the plane to Jeju Island to visit. And then we stayed for 1 week. We did the Hanmadang, but also visit some places there. I like the waterfalls and the nature there. It's really nice. Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like you've gotten that kind of love from the Korean community?
Yes, that's a big difference, I think, with Europe, that people are most of the time nice to people.
Right.
2 years ago, visit Gimpo Airport, not to go somewhere, but somebody go to pick me up. So I come in Gimpo Airport, I take the subway in Gimpo Airport, and I think, oh, we forgot to say which exit we gonna meet. So I'm looking around like this, little bit lost, and what am I going to do now? And immediately, a young woman with her father come to me. She asked me, how can I help you? That's the way I experience Korea from the first time, also in 1991. So they really help you. Even you couldn't speak and they couldn't speak English, they help you to
Try
get out.
somehow,
Try. So for children, they don't always know how to behave. But in Korea, it's very clear. Young people, they have to do like this.
Right.
And also in Taekwondo, because we use this in our dojo.
Right.
And for children, life is so easy because they know what is possible and what is not allowed.
Right.
In Europe, we lost it completely.
No.
And for children, they don't know what to do.
You're a master, so what's next for you?
One of the plans is, like I said before, to find some kind of job of connections with a company here so that I can come more easy and more often.
Okay.
That's the first plan. And then the second plan, like I told you, I think Taekwondo very strong until people 40 years old. But then the real martial arts, the Qigong, the internal martial arts, they lost it a little bit.
Right.
So because of that, I started to train in Belgium 1 day a week with old Chinese master to learn their internal system and then bring it into my Taekwondo. That's actually my goal. And in 3 years, I will go for 9 dan. And my goal is to have the basic of that system when I go for 9 dan. And then the rest of my life, I will work to bring back the internal martial arts into Taekwondo.
Wow. Well, looks like you have everything mapped out already. Your
Yes.
goals. Well, that's great. Maybe I'll go to Belgium and learn.
Yes, you're always welcome.
No, but thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the food.
Yeah, it was really good food.
We ate a lot.
Yeah, it was an excellent restaurant.
Yes, I definitely. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Korea.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
Even though it's really, really, really hot,
Yeah.
to enjoy the rest of your summer
Yeah.
in Korea. And it was very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
yeah, please.